Hello, welcome back. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Jess and I am the owner of So Much More, which is a small dressmaking fabric shop in Tavistock, Devon. So I hope you're all good. It is another week later. The sun is shining. It's Easter holidays here. So it's been a busy week in the shop actually, which is always a good thing. And then the sun is shining, so it just instantly puts me in a good mood. It definitely feels like spring is finally here. So this week we have had a lot of haberdashery deliveries into the shop because we were getting low on stock. So a lot of it is restocks, but some of it is new. And I thought it might be fun to do a video unboxing said deliveries. So here's a small box, but there is a few other much bigger boxes. So that's what I'm going to do today in this video. I'm going to unbox these. Obviously, I do know what's in them because I ordered them. Having said that, number one, I've already forgotten what's in them. And number two, I don't know what's in what box. So it is a bit of a surprise for me too. So before I get started, I just want to say what I'm wearing is the Tilly and the Buttons Marnie blouse. Apart from I have made some changes. So I don't like the Marnie neckline. It's too high for me. Makes me feel claustrophobic, anything up around my neck like that. I also really struggle with doing up anything behind my neck. For those of you that don't know, I've got MS, so I have slight desensitized fingertips, so it doesn't bother me. If I can see what I'm doing, it's okay, but if I can't see what I'm doing, there's no chance I could do a button up behind my head. There's no chance I could tie a bow behind my head. I couldn't do a zip. I can't put a necklace on myself. Like if I can't see what I'm doing, I struggle. So the Marnie neckline is a no-go for me because A, it's too high up, like I said, and it's a tie and I just can't do it. So I have to adapt the pattern because I really like the Marnie blouse. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen. I like the shape of it. I like the loose flowiness of it, but I just cannot deal with the neckline. So I actually used again, it was a Tilly and the Buttons pattern, but I used the indigo neckline, which is just much lower, which means you can just put it over your head. So it's got a facing rather than like a bow or I think the Marnie, I can't remember. The Marnie's got a button, I think. So yeah, instead of any of that, it's a facing that you can just, means I can get this on really easily. And I didn't do any of the frills and whistles that comes with the Marnie. So I haven't done the, what are they called? Pin tucks. I haven't done the frill. I've kind of kept it nice and plain because that's kind of, my style is quite plain. But I think it's cute. And I wear this a lot. I made this, I don't know, last year, possibly even the year before that. And yeah, I still wear it. I wear it loads. It's perfect tucked into jeans like this. And yeah, I love it. So anyway, let's start unboxing, shall we? So I'm going to start with this small one. It's very light. I don't think there's going to be a lot in here, but let's open it and find out what is in here. So like I said, all of the deliveries I've ordered this week are haberdashery. So a lot of very useful sewing tools. Right, let's have a look. What is in here? Oh, it's not what I thought it was going to be in here. So I knew it was light. There's only two things in here. So these are, if I can get them out, some of our kits, which actually you can see behind me here. So we do some craft kits. Now, these are the punch needle hoop kits, and they are so unbelievably popular. I actually sell on Etsy as well, and these are so popular on Etsy. Every time I get more in, they sell out. I can't keep on top of it, but they also take up quite a lot of space in the shop, so I can't order loads and have them waiting around until they're sold because I don't have the space for them. So that is this design. So that was 2 of the same design. That's actually all that was in this box, which seems strange. I don't know why they couldn't have just put it in this massive big one that I've got down here. So let's give this box a go. How big it is. I don't know, am I going to be able to balance it on the top here? Hopefully I don't knock you flying. Let's try opening this one. So yeah, those punch needle kits are, like I said, really, really popular, especially on Etsy. But I think they're just quite nice if you're fancying a change from having to sit at your sewing machine, because I know not everyone has like a designated sewing space, and it might mean that you're having to like pull your machine out every time and get all of your sewing stuff out of the cupboard or whatever. Sometimes you just can't be bothered, quite honestly, and I don't blame you. I'm the same. Sometimes I just can't be bothered to move everything out of the way to be able to get to what you want to do. But at the same time, you still want to do something creative. Trying to open this without knocking you down. Yeah, at the same time, you still want to do something creative, but you just don't want to have the faff of pulling all your, having to sit at your sewing machine. Sometimes you just want to sit on your sofa and it be like nice and straightforward like that. These kits are perfect for that because they're different. So if you're getting a bit of a rut and you're a bit bored of your sewing machine and doing that type of sewing, these kits are really, really good for that. They just mix it up. They're really easy. You don't have to think about it. So we've got a butterfly design. There's quite a lot of different designs, which are quite nice. We've got a rainbow design. We've got a flamingo. And then we've got some more kind of grown-up ones. And these are just doubles of what I've shown you. This one here is a bit more of a grown-up design. So punch needle. So in these you get absolutely everything you need to make it. But punch needle is just quite fun. I actually did this one. Well, I say I did it. I still haven't finished it, and I started it last summer. But we're not going to judge, okay? But it is a lot of fun. So you get it's this little punch needle. It's called. I wonder if I can show you on here, which looks like this. Looks tiny. It's not that tiny. I will put a proper picture of it on the screen because I think it'll explain. And the wool kind of gets threaded through that, and you literally just poke this tool through the fabric. Just repeatedly poke it through and bring it back out and poke it through again. It's quite good if you feel a bit like frustrated because you have to kind of give it some force. It's a bit stabby. So if you're feeling a little bit stabby, it's quite a good one. So we've got a bumblebee design. Yeah, it's quite fun, and kids can do it too if you've got a child that might be interested. Obviously not too small, but the punch needle isn't sharp. I mean, it's sharp-ish, but it's not a needle. It's not going to stab you. So I mean, I don't know if it says on here actually an age guideline, but no, it doesn't. But yeah, like a kid could definitely do it. I'd probably say like around 8 years plus, I would say. So hang on. I think that was all of the designs, was it? Oh, and that's the same one that was in the first box, wasn't it? That one over here. Right, so let me just move these out of the way. Okay, so back into this big box. I'm just going to pick them out randomly. We have got the Alpha rotary cutters here and here. So we've got them in pink, and I also stock them in the turquoise blue if you're not massively into pink. So we've got both of these options. These are the 45mm rotary cutters, and I love them. I personally use this one all the time. I've got the replacement blades as well. They're easy to get and they're not too expensive as well, because I think that's really important when you're choosing what brand of rotary cutter to get. to make sure that the replacement blades aren't super expensive, because some brands, they are more expensive, and then obviously as you're sewing you need to replace the blade and you don't really want to have to keep forking out a lot. But I can't remember exactly, but I think the replacement blades for the Olfers are around £6.50, £6.99, so they're not too expensive. Then I've got some white shearing elastic that has been out of stock for a little while, so that's good, that's finally back in. Then, a bit boring, but they are a necessity, snap fasteners in 2 different sizes. So I've got them in the 13mm and the 15mm because they were sold out as well, so they're just restocks. Then, I've got these back, which these are the ironing rulers. In fact, I'm gonna open this up if I can, because I want to show you. These are without a doubt the most popular tool that we sell here. I personally love them. I really rate them. They're relatively new. It's only actually been around, I want to say it was like December 2023 that these were released, and they're amazing. So they're just an ironing ruler. They're super thin. You see that? It's just a super thin sort of bendable plastic. But the best thing about this is that you can iron onto this plastic and it won't melt. It's a game changer, honestly. So it's got this grid pattern with measurements along the side. So what it means, if you are, for example, doing a hem and you know the hem needs to be, I don't know, 2.5 centimetres, you can pop this onto your fabric, onto your ironing board, fold your hem up to where it is 2.5, and then press your iron directly on that to hold it in place. It is a game changer. And also you've got curved edges as well if you need help, because obviously when you're trying to iron a curved hem, it is a pain. But these can help ease it out, and because you can put the iron directly onto this, it makes such a big difference. So those are finally back in stock. Then what else have we got? We've got the extra fine glass head pins. I love the extra fine pins, more than just standard ones. And what else? Buried at the bottom here, we have got a bunch of threads. So these are our standard threads. These are the ones we do. So they are Gutermann, Sewell, polyester, but they are the recycled ones. So 100% polyester, but they are made of recycled plastic bottles. So they're still good for the planet. Polyester is strong. That's why this is a sew-all thread. It will sew most things. It won't snap. It won't break. Let's just undo this. Also, let me give you a little tip. When you get a thread, because I have it in the shop all the time, people come in and they're like, oh, I can't get the thread at the end. You don't need to be picking at it. Just twist the bottom and the thread will come out, and you can just pull it out. I feel like I'm going to show you again because I'd already started it on that one. So like this, you don't have to like fiddle around trying to pull that. Just twist that bottom there, you see, and then the thread is there to pull, and you pull it out. Just in case you didn't know, I'm sure many of you did, but I have a lot of customers, that come in the shop that don't know that, and it's a handy little tip. Anyway, so these are made from 100% recycled plastic bottles, and the polyester is super strong, which is why these are sew-all threads. They're not going to snap like cotton sometimes can. They are really nice and strong. So yeah, they're a sew-all thread. I use them all the time. I don't bother with cotton threads for that kind of thing. I just use a sew-all. So we've got a restock of all of those. Those on our website, I haven't listed every single colour on the website because there's so many, and that sounds like a really big job. And also, I don't expect you to know the colours because they're numbers. So like this pink one is colour 372. I wouldn't expect you to know that, or to know, do you know what I mean? So I haven't listed them on the website like that. What I have done, apart from white, black, might just be white and black, there might be a cream, I can't remember now. Those are specified, but everything else, I just have one generic one of these, and it's called Gutermann matching thread. You can put that in, and then you can tell me what fabric you want it to match, or describe the colour you want and whatever. Then I will send that out, rather than you having to figure out what 372, what colour that is. Because also, but I'm aware that buying on a website, buying on a computer screen is really difficult to try and get the right colour. So you can just choose it's called the matching thread. Choose that, and then in the little box towards the end where you can, I think it's called customer notes, I think, at checkout, describe the colour you want, or describe the fabric you're trying to match. Do your best to describe it, and I will do my best to send you the colour that's going to work. Right, what else is in here? Do you know what? I haven't even pulled them all out, but most of this box is just filled with these punch needle kits. What's in here? I don't know what I've done with those scissors now. Here we go. I think this is something that is really quite boring, actually, that's in here, but I say boring. It is boring, but it is a necessity for the shop. Yes, I was right. It is a box full of Wonder Web, which it's not cheating. I don't believe in the fact that this is cheating. This is for mostly if you're taking up trousers. That's what I sell it for. I sell it mainly in the shop. It is people coming in who don't really sew, which is fine, but they need to take up work trousers or school trousers, and this just, you iron it on. It's basically a glue, so you push it along the hem, you fold the hem up, and then this is between those two layers of fabric, iron it, and it will hold the hem in place. Which, I can't say I sell an awful lot of this online, but in the shop it is a necessity. And I think I'm getting towards the end of this box. Got some buttons. These ones aren't very exciting, but I know from the other company I have got some exciting buttons on their way. So I'm hoping that I'll be here this afternoon, and then I can film a little bit of an unboxing again and add it to the same video. These are just your everyday black buttons. They are now back in stock. So these are the 15mm 2-hole black buttons. These come in navy, white, cream, all your generic ones, but they're just a very good generic button that sometimes you don't need a big outlandish thing, do you? You just need like a simple button that's just going to blend. These are perfect for that. Right, I think, that is everything that's inside this box. So hopefully I'll be back later today once the other delivery arrives. Okay, I am back. It's actually 2 hours later, but I finally have another box to open. So I'm going to start opening it straight away. I feel like I'm completely out of the swing of this now because I've had a 2-hour break. I don't know, I can't remember what I've already told you, but this is a box full of haberdashery, and I'm quite excited about this one because there are things in here that are new that I haven't actually seen in person, because I have to buy online as well. Like, wholesalers are often online. Don't get me wrong, sometimes there's like reps that I can see for fabrics and stuff, but for haberdashery and things like that, I'm buying from a website as well, so I don't actually get to see everything. And it always looks different when it comes in, so it's very exciting. Okay, first things first, this is exciting. They've sent me a chocolate bar. I'm thrilled. Part of the reason I actually order from them so often, because I get a chocolate bar, and who doesn't want a chocolate bar? Okay, now these I have been out of stock of since Christmas. Well, since just after Christmas, and it is the this is the inch. That's a lie. I am telling a lie. This is the 3/4 inch, so 20mm elastic. I love these elastics because they're nice and soft. Some elastics you can get are really, really hard, and like if you were putting that in a waistband, some of them, yeah, they kind of dig in, but this isn't. This is a really soft loom elastic. So the 20mm and the 25mm, they're both back in stock now, which is great because, yeah, I've been out of stock for a while. It's actually because the wholesaler was out of stock, so it's not a lot I can do if they don't have it. Oh, okay, let's start here. We have got our rainbow overlocker threads. These are always super popular. I only actually have 5 because I was going to order 12, which is what I would normally have as a like backup stock, but all they had was 5 in stock, so that is all I've got. The rainbow overlocker thread is so cool. It looks really, really good. I'm trying to think, actually, I do have a sample where I used it on my overlocker. I don't know if I can show you this. Can you see? I don't know if my camera's going to focus. Can you see that overlocker seam? Looks really cool. It's really pretty. Yeah, so that's what the rainbow thread looks like when you use it, which is pretty cool. And what's next? Should we keep going with the overlocker threads because I know what's in here. These are just our ordinary, I think it was white and black I was out of stock of, so let's just open this and check. Yeah, so just the ordinary white overlocker cones. These are such good value. So you get 5,000 meters on one of these, whereas the rainbow one, it is less. The rainbow one, I think, don't quote me, but I think the rainbow one is 3,000. Let's say on here, actually. No, it doesn't. The rainbow one is less, so it's 3,000 meters. But yeah, this is 5,000 meters and they're only £3 each. So they're really, really cheap. I wouldn't recommend using this on a standard sewing machine because it's not a super strong thread. But when you're using it on an overlocker, when you're using 4 at a time, that increases the strength of it. I have used these. I have had 4 of these white ones. I think I bought them, I took them home at least 2 years ago, and I would say I've got more than half still left. Like, they last you such a long time and they're not expensive, so that's great. So yeah, white and black is back in stock for those. And then onto the buttons, which is what I'm excited for. So I've got a restock of, I don't know if you can see that, I don't know how to make this focus. There we go, the little white flower buttons. How cute are they? So I already have them in white, cream, blue, pink. They come in black as well, but they're really, really cute, those ones. And then I thought it was about time I got some new buttons that came in different colours. Don't know how best to show you these. I don't know if they're best to keep them in the bag. Can you see those? So this is a fuchsia pink 4-hold button. I'm trying to remember what size they are. 15mm, which is quite a common kind of average size. So I've got them in fuchsia. I've got them in dark pink. But if I put those next to each other, so can you see that the fuchsia is a much deeper pink? So you can see the difference between the two there. I've got them in, this one was called coffee, but I'm not sure I would describe that as brown. It's more greeny kind of colour. Got a navy. We've got a moss, which I think is such a nice colour. Such a pretty green, that one. And black, because you always need black buttons, don't we? So they're not completely plain. Can you see they've got that like inner ridge? This one's going to be the best one to show you. These are the white. So you've got this outer edge and then the smaller circle with the 4 holes. I think they're just a bit different. I thought they were quite nice. Teal, which is a really pretty colour. And grey. And then the final ones, oh, like I was saying earlier about the flower buttons, these are the black flower buttons. But yeah, so that's the new buttons. But I thought I had a look at my buttons, and I've got white, blacks, navies, all like your generics. But I thought, you know what, I need some that are decent colours if you are trying to match a fabric that is like a brighter coloured fabric. So hopefully these ones will do the job. I'm really intrigued by this one that they call coffee, because I would not call that coffee. It honestly is more green. Quite a strange colour actually. But yeah, I wanted some more coloured buttons that would match fabrics a bit better. So that's actually everything that's in that box. But there is also one more thing, which is here, which I did already open because it was in a big brown cardboard tube. I looked at it and I thought, that's going to take me a while to open. And I thought, you don't need to be watching me for 5 minutes trying to open some packaging. But we are now stocking wadding. I've been asked quite a few times about wadding, and to begin with, I hesitated because it takes up quite a lot of space, and I also I'm not a quilting shop, so sometimes it feels a bit like wadding might be crossing more into the quilting stuff. But recently I've been asked, and it's because, you know, all those quilted jackets, they're becoming more and more popular, aren't they? And the Megan Nielsen, I never know how to pronounce it, is it called Hovia? The quilted jacket. It has been so popular that I thought, okay, actually, no, I am going to stock some wadding. I'm not going to stock loads of different types. I'm just going to stock the one type, because they are very much in fashion right now. The like quilted jackets, the quilted like gilets, they look quite cool. And yeah, so you need some wadding for that. So the actual wadding that I've got is this one here, which I'm not sure I can bring it up to show you. It's actually an iron-on wadding, which I think is quite useful. I'm just trying to show you the thickness of it. So it's kind of medium. It's not super thin, also not super thick, but it will give, if you are doing, say, a quilted jacket, it will give enough depth. It'd also work quite well on bags if you're just wanting something to like give it a little bit of body, but not be super puffy. But like I said, it is an iron-on wadding, which I think is really handy, so that you don't have it slipping all over the place whilst you're trying to quilt it. If you iron it on, it's just already in place. A bit like an iron-on interfacing. It's just on there, and then you can quilt it, you can sew onto it and give it whatever pattern you want. I just thought that was a bit might be a bit easier to use than just the standard non-iron-on wadding. So yes, that is all of the haberdashery that has arrived. The final thing, which you've probably spotted, which is over here, and actually anyone that's kind of eagle-eyed, you'll see that somewhere over here. I'll find it there. At the beginning of this video, that was a gap, and now there is a pattern in there. Been really popular since my last video last week, and they are now finally back in stock. So that means all of the project boxes, because they've been super popular, the project boxes are now available again, as well as the pattern on its own. So yeah, this is the blouse, the v-neck blouse that I made in last week's video. That pattern is now back, so that's a good thing. But that is it. That's all of the new arrivals that are coming in this week. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was quite fun to do a little unboxing like this. I hope you enjoyed it. Everything that I've showed you is available up on the website. So yeah, that's it. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you again in next week's video. Bye.